Physios. I welcome you all to our channel Physio Vidyapit. Today we are going to start a new topic which is infrared radiations. Okay, which is one of the most important part of our electrotherapy syllabus, both from the Viva as well as theory point of view. Okay, so we will have a couple of videos to complete this whole topic in a very simplified manner. So my name is Vijay Kumar and let's start the topic. Infrared radiations. As you have studied in the electromagnetic spectrum, okay, there was infrared radiation, yes, which means that it is a electromagnetic energy. It is invisible to human eye. We cannot see the infrared radiation as the visible electromagnetic energy which have Vibgyor. Okay, it is visible to us, but this infrared radiation is invisible to us, that is we cannot see it. Then its wavelength and frequency are important to remember because these are frequently asked in the practicals. So we will mark this as a star point. Wavelength is 760 nanometer to, we can say, 4 lakh nanometer. Okay, 760 nanometer to 4 lakh nanometer. Okay, ones, tens, 100, 1000, 10,000 and lakh. Okay, so it is 760 nanometer to 4 lakh nanometer. It is used for pain relief and stiffness, that is to reduce the stiffness and to increase the healing, which we will study much more under the therapeutic effects. Now you need to just, we can say, have an overview of it. Yes, it is a superficial heating modality. Okay, the examiner will ask you, tell me that either the infrared radiation is a superficial heating modality or a deep heating. So you will say that it is a superficial heating modality. Another important question from the Viva is that the infrared radiation lie between which two waves in the electromagnetic spectrum? It lie between the visible and microwave. It lie between the visible and microwave. So we can say IR is lying between the visible and microwave. And frequency again very important, 4 into 10 to the power 14 to 7.5 to into 10 to power 11 hertz. Okay, it is important to remember. 4 into 10 to the power 14 and 7.5 into 10 to the power 11 hertz. Okay, so wavelength 760 to 4 lakh nanometer, you need to memorize it simply. Then superficial heating, then it lies between the visible and microwave, and 4 into 10 to the power 14 and 7.5 into 10 to the power 11 hertz. This is frequency. Okay, so these are the few questions from the introduction point of view. Now I am starting the lectures. Along with, I will tell you the questions which are arising. Then classification. Simply it is classified into IR A, B and C. Okay, A, B and C. And these have a different wavelength. IR A have a wavelength of 760 nanometer to 1400 nanometer. What is the wavelength of IRA? 760 to 1400 nanometer. And what is the wavelength of IRB? 1400 to 3000 nanometer. And IRC, it is 3000 nanometer to 1 millimeter to 1 millimeter mm. Okay, so we need to just read it again. IR A, B and C, 760 to 1400, 1400 to 3000, 3000 to 1 mm, and this all was in nanometer. So you can say that IRA have smallest wavelength, IRB have intermediate wavelength, and IRC have longest wavelength. Okay, this is the longest wavelength. And if a tricky question is that this have a shortest wavelength but a highest frequency, and this have a longest wavelength but a less frequency. Okay, so this is about the classification, and the former classification was about near IR and far IR. This is the near IR. IR A is called near IR and IR B is called far IR. And IRC is not used in physical therapy, which means that we are not going to use IRC. Okay, yes, but the IR A and B are used in therapy because it have a lot of therapeutic effect. A lot of therapeutic effect. Okay, so this is IR A, B and C. Now we will move toward the sources of IR. What are the sources? The first sources is natural. Natural means sun. Okay, the sun is the biggest source of electromagnetic energy. All the electromagnetic energy we can say, are from the sun. Okay, sun is emitting it continuously in the form of radiations, and artificially it is done by passing the current through a resistance coil, or resistance wire, which is luminous and non-luminous generator. Let me just correct the spellings. And this is the luminous generator and non-luminous generator, which I will discuss in this video only. But before it, we will study about the production. Okay, so we are stopping the sources that natural is sun and artificial is by passing the current through a resistance wire, which is luminous and non-luminous generator. We will study about both the generators within few minutes, but before we need to study about production. Okay, so in the production we can say any heated material. For example, this is a material. Okay, this is a material. Okay, what I am doing, I am heating it. Okay, any heated material produce IR. This produce IR. Any heated material produce IR. Wavelength depend upon temperature. This is important. Wavelength depend upon temperature. But you will ask that when I heated this object, it emitted IR. But why? How did this occur? So the reason is that heating causes the molecular motion in material. The molecules which are present in this particular material are in motion. That is, they are moving, which cause vibration, and a lot of collisions also occur, which finally emit the IR. So when we heat the material, there occur the molecular motion causing vibration and collision, which further leads to the emission of IR radiation, that is the infrared radiation. Now I have explained that wavelength depend upon temperature. How? Either it is directly proportional or inversely proportional. Let's understand it. Higher is the temperature, higher is frequency, and you must have known that if frequency is high, wavelength is low. These all concepts are explained in the basis of electrotherapy series, in which all the laws governing radiation and other small topics which form the basis of this electrotherapy, I have explained it. You need to watch it also. Okay, so higher is temperature. So you can see that higher is temperature, higher is frequency, which means frequency is directly proportional to the temperature, but shorter is wavelength, which means that the wavelength is inversely proportional. Okay, inversely proportional. So this relation you need to keep in mind. It is not that hard and fast. You are knowing this. Okay, it is the basic. Most convenient method. Okay, after this you can say that most convenient method is heating a resistance wire by passing electric current. This was just a general diagram in which I showed that the material is being heated. But in IR we use a resistance coil, and from the resistance coil, when we are passing current, for example, this is a resistance coil and I am passing current I from it. Okay, and this is resistance R, and whenever the current is passing from this resistance R, there will be heating. Which law is occurring? Which law is we can say the basis of this thing, Joule's law of heating, that is H, that is heat, or we can denote the heat by Q. So H, or we can say Q, is equal to I square RT. I square RT. Okay, so this is the thing, that most convenient method is by heating the resistance wire passing the current. So this is the resistance wire or a resistance in which the current I is passing, and heating occur according to the Joule's law, which is again a important practical question, that which law leads to the heating of this resistance wire when we produce the IR. Okay, so this is about the introduction, classification, sources and production of IR. And now we will move toward the specific two type of generator, that is the luminous and the non-luminous generator, which are very important, frequently asked in the 3 marks question, or even a long question is asked from this part. In the classification of infrared radiation, I want to add just one more point for you, which is important. So the classification which we have studied, simply IR A, B and C. A is 760 to 1400 nanometer, B is 1400 nanometer to 3000, and C is 3000 nanometer to 1 mm, that is 1 millimeter. And this thing is used in therapy, that is IR A and B are used, but IR C is not used. This was exactly same which I have explained you few minutes ago. But in the former classification, which was two types of IR, that is near IR and far IR. The wavelength of near IR is 760 nanometer to 1500 nanometer, and far IR is 1500 nanometer to 15,000 nanometer, and both are used in therapy. Both were used in therapy. Now, okay, you understand it, that near IR 760 to 1500, 760 to 1400, nearly they are same. So I can write that near IR is equal to IR A, nearly equal. Okay, but far IR, now 1500 is starting, this is 1400 starting, okay, and ending at 15,000, this is ending at 3000, which means that B is included, and along with IRB, the initial part of IRC is also included in the far IR. So you can write that far IR is equal to IRB plus IRC, and keep the thing in mind that only the initial part of IRC is included in the far IR. And this thing explain the fact that though IRC is not used in therapy, but due to this formal classification we can conclude that initial part that is up to 15,000, it can show IRC up to the 15,000 nanometer can show some beneficial effects, but now it is not used. Why? Because IR A and B are giving, we can say they are giving more benefits as compared to IRC, so we are not using IRC, we are just using the IR B and C. This is how the development occurred. Initially 1500 to 15,000 was used, and now we are including that 15,000 in IRC, and we are not using in the therapy, which means that the far IR was not that useful, so that it can give us the therapeutic effects, due to which we are now using IR A and IR B more. Okay, and C is not used in the therapy. And now there is a question for you all, which I will be answering soon, and the question is that this thing, whole the value signifies which law does the IR obey? there is a law which the infrared radiation obey, and that law is proved by these values. Okay, I will be answering the question in the next part or even in this video. Okay, so you need to think about this. Now first of all we will study about the luminous and non-luminous generators. Now we will study about the luminous generator of IR. Okay, so there are two type of generators for IR radiation, luminous and non-luminous generators. Okay, in luminous generator, first of all you need to read out this whole part, and then I will give you a small diagram which will remind you all this theory about the luminous lamp. But before it, you need to read it. Okay, because reading makes us more perfect in the theory, as well as the values are reminded easily. Okay, luminous generators. Okay, it consists of a tungsten filament within a glass bulb which contain a inert gas at low pressure. You need to imagine that there is a big we can say a small glass bulb which have a tungsten filament in it. Along with it, there is a inert gas at low pressure. Inert gas at low pressure. A part of bulb is also silvered to form a reflector. Some part of the bulb is silvered so that the rays are reflected in a single direction. They are not, we can say, widespread. Okay, so work on the same principle as of the electric bulb. Okay, what is the principle? Whenever current is given to this whole apparatus, the filament gets heated up to 3000 degrees Celsius, which emit IR, UV and visible rays. Okay, IR, UV and visible rays. The IR is about, this is 5%. Okay, this is 5, this is 1, and yes, okay. Now when the current is given, the filament gets heated, which emit IR, UV and visible. Okay, which means that this is giving three waves. UV is 1%, visible is 5%, and this UV, which is 1%, is absorbed by glass of the lamp, so it is not emitted. It is produced inside the bulb and remain inside. Why? It is absorbed by the glass, it is not emitted outside. Simple. And this, the 5% is visible. Remaining, this is 5 plus 1, 6. Okay, so this is the IR. IR is near or short IR, far or long IR. Short IR is 70% or near, which means IRA is more. And far is only 24, which contain B and C. So luminous generator give us more IRA as compared to IRB, and this is due to these values and the experiments which showed that IR, that is the IR which is produced by luminous generator, give 70% near or short IR, which is IRA, and you know that the far or long IR is IRB whole and initial part of IRC. Okay, and the peak wavelength is 1 micrometer. You can just read it. And the luminous lamp give IRA. Okay, it is also written luminous lamp give IRA, and that is which have the wavelength 760 nanometer to 15,000 or 1500. Okay, 760 nanometer to 1500 nanometer. Now there is one value for you. The luminous lamp give IRA at this wavelength, and from this whole 760 to 1500 nanometer, when we use 1000 nanometer, these rays penetrate through the dermis and subcutaneous tissue up to 5 to 10 millimeter. This value is at 1000 nanometer, which is the peak intensity value. And luminous generator are also called radiant heat, or the heat which is produced by the luminous generator is called the radiant heat. Now exclusion of air prevent oxidation of filament. Why? Because the bulb has inside a inert gas, which means there is no air inside it. Why? To prevent the oxidation of filament. That is, the tungsten filament will get oxidized and our generator will be destroyed. And there are also some filters which can be used to limit the output to a particular waveband. For example, if we are using red filter, it will filter out the blue and green. It will filter out the blue and green light, and only red light will be emitted. Red light will be emitted. Now I will make a diagram for you. I am just erasing this point. Okay, this point, and I will draw a diagram for you. It consists of a tungsten filament. Okay, this is a tungsten filament within a glass bulb. Okay, so outside it is a glass bulb. Okay, so this is a tungsten filament TF. This is glass bulb, and this is inside it. It is the inert gas at low pressure. Inert gas at low pressure. Okay, let me write it complete. It is the tungsten filament, and some part is silvered, some part is silvered. Why it was silvered? To prevent the wide spreading, so that the reflector is formed and all the rays are moving in a single direction. Okay, they are moving forward. Okay, so this is the diagram which you can keep in mind and draw in your notebook to understand the luminous generator. There is a big glass bulb, inside it is a tungsten filament, and some part is silvered inert gas at low pressure. Why it is silvered? To make a reflector, so that all the rays are moving in a single forward direction. And why there is an inert gas at low pressure? To prevent the air inside it, so that it do not cause the oxidation of tungsten filament. So this is whole about the luminous generators. Okay, so we can see, you need to just understand this diagram. It is sufficient for you. But the most important question is, it gives more IRA. Okay, so luminous generator IRA, luminous generator IRA. Okay, you need to memorize this point. Okay, so now we will directly move toward the non-luminous generators. Now we will study about the non-luminous generator. Okay, which was quite vast, but believe me, I will make you understand each and everything about the non-luminous generator. Okay, so we start the part. It consists of a coiled resistance wire which is wound around or embedded in a ceramic insulated material. Simple. There is a wire which is either wounded or embedded in a insulated material. Simple. There is a wire, either it is embedded in the insulator or wound around it. It produces far IR, that is the long IR, wavelength 1500 to 12,000 or 15,000. More appropriate, it is 1500 to 15,000, but some book prefer this value, which is not that hard and fast. Okay, you just need to read it. Don't confuse by watching all these diagrams. I will make you clear by explaining you this part, each and every part in a good sequence. Okay, produces far IR, that is long IR at this wavelength. Simple. IR is emitted by both wire and material. See, this is important. Here the IR is emitted by wire and material, which result in a emission of different frequencies. Yes, the wire is heated and the material is heated. Both are emitting IR. So there is a, we can say 2-3 IRs which are at different frequencies. The frequency of the IR emitted by wire is different, while by the material is different, which I will explain you more clearly further. You just continue. No visible radiation is produced. This is important question from the Viva point of view, that no visible radiation is produced. It is of three types. Yes, now the main picture begins. Okay, so till now these are the 4 points. It consists of a coil resistance wire which is either embedded or wounded in a insulator. Then no visible radiation is produced. Then it produces the long or the far IR 1500 to 15,000 nanometer, and wire and material both emitted. Now this is first type. This is first type. See, in the first type you need to understand the theory also. Now I have made the diagram from theory. Okay, in the first type we have a coiled resistance wire. This blue one represent the coiled resistance wire. See, this is the coiled resistance wire which is wounded on a cylinder of an insulating material, and that insulating material is fire clay or porcelain. That material is fire clay or porcelain. So this blue color coiled resistance wire is wounded on this black cylinder which is made up of insulator, that is fire clay or porcelain. Simple. Now when current will be passed from the wire, so this is the current I which is passing from the wire. The wire will be heated according to Joule's law. H is equal to I square RT or Q is equal to I square RT. Now the wire will be heated. Okay. Now as the wire will be heated, there will also be heating in the fire clay or porcelain, and IR is emitted by the wire along with fire clay, which means this blue color wire is also emitting, while the black insulating material, that is fire clay or porcelain, is also emitting IR, which proves that IR is emitted by both wire and material. Simple. I have made the diagram for you to make it super simplify. Okay, so this is the wire heated, and you will also ask that the wire has heated due to the H is equal to I square RT, Joule's law. But how this cylinder is heating? It is due to conduction of heat. Okay, wire is placed in contact with the cylinder, and if this is heating, heat will be conducted now, which is explained in the basis of electrotherapy part. Okay, so now you will the students who are not watching that videos will lag at these small parts. Okay, when wire is heated, as wire is placed in contact with the cylinder, conduction occur and the IR is given. But along IR, some of the visible radiation is also produced. Some of the visible radiation is also produced, which say that it is not a perfectly non-luminous generator. Okay, so this is about the first type. Okay, I hope you are clear with it. Wire, that is coil resistance wire, and this is insulating cylinder. Current pass, this heated, then this heated due to conduction. IR is emitted, but visible ray are also emitted, which proves that it is a non-luminous generator. Now in the second part, this is our second part. You just don't watch this diagram. Okay, not watch this diagram. So this is the second diagram, second type. Okay, in the second type there is same coil resistance wire which is embedded in fire clay or placed behind it. This is a coiled wire which is embedded in a fire clay, or there is a coiled wire which is placed behind the fire clay, and that fire clay is painted black. That fire clay is painted black, and rest all thing is again same. Current I is passed from the coiled resistance wire due to which there is the heating of the wire and IR is emitted only by the fire clay here. Yes, IR is emitted only by the fire clay here. Here you will again ask that how the heating of fire clay occur. It is the same, that when wire is heated, as it is placed in contact with fire clay, conduction occurs and emission is there. Okay, so IR is only emitted by fire clay. But the difference is that now the thing is that here the wire was outside. Okay, that is wire is bounded on the fire clay, and here the wire is embedded in the fire clay, and here both were emitting, and here as the wire is embedded now, so only the fire clay is emitting, which is mostly IR, that is long IR, but a few visible radiation is given, and usually we regard it as a good non-luminous lamp. Okay, so this is about the second type. Now we are moving to the third type. Again, this is very simple. This black tube which you are watching, this black tube is a steel tube which having 2 to 3 turns. Okay, I have drawn 2 turns for you. And this steel tube, this is a tube now which is empty from inside, and this tube have 8 millimeter diameter. The diameter is 8 mm. And if it is empty from inside, then we must place something in it. So now the coiled resistance wire is placed inside it, but it is embedded in an insulator. What does this mean? That here the wire is covered by the insulation, then placed in the tube. Wire, it is covered by insulation, then placed inside the insulator, and that is the insulator of current. But it is a good conductor of heat. Okay, it can conduct the heat but not conduct the current. It can conduct the heat but not conduct the current. Why I have written coil resistance wire with embedded in insulator, and here there was only resistance wire, coil resistance wire, which means it was not embedded in the insulation, which means that these two types have the wire without insulation. Okay, so here wire is covered with the insulator, which is the insulator of electricity, but it is good conductor of heat, so that the conduction can occur from wire to insulator. Then insulator is in contact with the tube also get heated, and IR is emitted by steel tube. Okay, so this is the third type of the IR radiation. Hope you understand the whole concept. I tried my level best. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. I will try my best to answer each and every query of yours. Okay, so this is first, second and third type of non-luminous generator. Now all these non-luminous generator are placed in a semi-parabolic reflector. So you can see this is the emitter which is inside the semi-parabolic reflector, and at the front there is a wire mesh to prevent the contact of the patient with the emitter, and this inside is the reflecting surface. Now the last 2 points are, it have penetration of 2 mm at 4000 nanometer. 4000 nanometer it have 2 mm penetration, and these require a warm up time. The luminous lamp are simple, just switch on and apply, but these non-luminous lamp require the warm up period, which is 5 minutes for small lamps, and larger have about 15 minutes of the 15 minutes warm up time. Why? So that the non-luminous lamp can reach up to the peak level of emission. Okay, so that the emission is at the peak level. This is whole about the non-luminous generator. Okay, so hope you understand this. I will again summarize it for you. Coil resistance wire, this is long IR and 1500 to 15,000 nanometer, and 1, 2, 3 type resistance wire non-insulated. Resistance wire non-insulated. Here it is wounded on the fire clay. Here it is embedded inside the fire clay. Here both are emitting. Here only the fire clay is emitting, and at last it is the steel tube which is emitting. And here important is that wire is covered by insulator. So conduction take place from wire to conduction, then conduction to the steel tube, and then the steel tube is emitting the IR. Okay, so this was about today's lecture, and now I will upload my further lectures for you. Till then, you keep on studying, and thank you to one and all.